Hey everyone, welcome back to Culinary College. This is going to be our second to last episode, and today I'm going to be making my Hawaiian pizza. The ingredients we're going to be needing today: some olive oil, some flour, sugar, some yeast, some crushed tomatoes and pureed tomatoes, salt, pepper, parsley, rosemary, some cayenne, chopped olives, some pineapple, Italian cheese, and some bacon. So to start off today, we're going to be dissolving some yeast and some sugar in a cup of warm water. So let's get our cup of warm water. Once you've heated up your water, get a cup. Ah, perfect, first try. Just like always. Now that you have your cup of warm water, we're gonna go ahead and put a teaspoon of sugar right in there. And our 1/4 ounce package of active dry yeast. And you're gonna wanna stir it up and dissolve it. Now that it's dissolved, we're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes. And while it sits, we're gonna go ahead and preheat our oven to 450 degrees. So it's been 10 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and make our dough. I'm gonna take my yeast and I'm gonna pour it into my medium bowl. Next, I'm going to add my olive oil. We're going to be using 2 tablespoons of this. Next, we're going to add our 2.5 cups of flour. And finally, our teaspoon of salt. Now that that's all added to the bowl, we're going to go ahead and mix it up. All right, now that we've formed our dough, we're gonna go ahead and put a towel over it. So while we let that rise for about 5 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and cook our bacon, which is gonna be one of our toppings on the pizza. Now, since I've been cooking with cast iron, I've been preheating this pan for a little while, so it should be good to go right when I drop the first piece in. So while we're letting the bacon get crispy, I'm gonna go ahead and take some of the pineapple and chop it up. Now we're gonna be throwing the pineapple in the pan because in my experience, it gets a little too watery on the pizza when it's baking. Pre-cooking the pineapple will help get rid of that and keep your pizza nice and crisp. Almost got myself there. So we're gonna wanna get the bacon pretty crispy for this one, since it's on a pizza. But you don't have to cook it all the way to the crispiness that you want, because it is going in the oven. All right, so now our bacon's done, as you can see. So we're going to take it out of the pan, transfer it to a cutting board. And I'm going to take this pineapple and stick it into the same pan. And you're just going to want to let the pineapple cook for a little bit. Not terribly long, but just enough to help get the juices out. So now that we've cooked our pineapple down a tad, we're going to go ahead and put it onto our cutting board. Being sure to drain any grease, or as much grease as we can from it. So now that we've let our dough rest for about 5 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and lightly flour my counter surface here and my hands. And we're gonna roll out our dough. So this is probably enough for like 2 or 3 pizzas, so I'm going to go ahead and divide it and start working it. Now, I don't have a rolling pin. If you do, use it. If not, good luck. Now, if you're feeling really adventurous, go ahead and toss the dough. All right. Now that our dough is big enough to fit into our pan, we are going to lightly oil it so it doesn't stick. You're going to go ahead and lift it and pop it into your pan. And you're going to want to go ahead and trim any excess you have. Next, we're going to be grabbing our tomatoes, which I used as an improvised rolling can. And we're going to be opening them. If I can get this right. There we go. And now we start to build our pizza. So first, tomatoes. I know it's not a sauce, but we're in college and it's going to be a quick pizza. So I'm just using the chunked and pureed tomatoes, and I'll be adding some spices here in a second. Then a little bit of salt, but not too much because we're adding salty ingredients. Some pepper. A little bit of rosemary. Not too much. some parsley. And I like to add a little bit of cayenne, so my pizzas have just a hint of a kick. Next we do our cheese. I'm using a Italian 6-cheese blend because the more cheeses the better. Yummy. Next, we go to the ingredients that we cooked. So our pineapple and our bacon. Go ahead and take some of the pineapple, drop it on, get it nice and spread out. And you're going to take your bacon and just give it a rough chop real quick. And take some of your bacon, spread it onto your pizza. We're going to be putting on some chopped olives. And now we pop it into the oven. Now we're going to put it in the oven and let it bake for about 10 to 15 minutes, really just until it's done. So our pizza's been in the oven 12 to 15 minutes now. It's done and we're going to take it out. The pizza came out looking great. By cooking the pineapples, we avoided a runny looking pizza. Everything looks firm and solid and nice and crispy. So we're gonna cut it up and see how it tastes. The slices look pretty good. It's a little too hot right now for me to put in my mouth, so we're just gonna let it settle. That's really good. As always, thank you for joining us here at Culinary College. Let us know if you try the recipe, and have a great day.